Hello, welcome back to the VDC space. Today, like the title said, we're gonna do some hedonistic sustainability in Revit. So I got this idea from Bjarke Ingels, who is one of my favorite um, architects in the world. So he somehow coined this term, hedonistic sustainability, which has to do with uh, offering the best for the environment and also pleasure for citizens and also, yeah, for people basically. So what I got from this was um, providing a building housing made up of sustainable materials and also concepts, but also paying attention to aesthetics. So that's what I got from this, based on his architecture and based on his based on his projects. I see that some of these buildings are very much they have complex shapes, but also they are practical in such a way that it provides better mobility and also aesthetics are very good, and also they leave room for vegetation, and also they are arranged well in a sense of gathering also natural light, sunlight. So I think we're gonna do something similar to this today in Revit. We are basically gonna model like a conceptual. We're gonna do some conceptual design for a building, which follows the notion of hedonistic sustainability. So I covered this this power plant, the facade of this power plant in one of my membership videos. So if you guys want to join my membership, you can actually join it. It's only one tier this time. Remember, there were four of them, which was the BIM modeler, specialist, coordinator, and BIM manager. But what I did was I managed to reduce the price and also just did the one single membership so that you guys can get access to tutorials that involve uh, all the topics I cover basically, but advanced topics. So yeah, make sure you join my membership if you can. So yeah, we're gonna follow these principles and then we're gonna model our own building. So here we are in Revit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the south elevation. So on the south elevation, we're gonna add some more levels. So I'm just going to reduce this level by 3.5. Let's make it 3.5. And I'm going to go to levels again, pick lines, and then set my offset to 3.5. So I'm going to offset, add more levels. So I think 5 levels is enough. So yeah, I think 5 levels is enough. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to level 0, and then I'm just going to expand my views and elevations. And the next thing, I'm gonna go to massing inside. So I'm just gonna check this show mass and say in place mass. So this is a conceptual design, and we're just gonna use massings and we're just gonna place some flows. So I'm gonna start with my rectangle, place it like that. And this rectangle, I think I'm gonna make it, let's make it 25,000 by, let's make it 60,000. So I'm just gonna nudge it in, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. So I'm gonna add another rectangle this side. So this one, I'm gonna make it, so I think it's fine at 20,000. And I'm just gonna make it for 45,000 this side. I think it's fine. And then this one, I'm gonna place another one like this. And this one, I'm gonna make it 20,000 this side. And on its length, it's gonna be the same one as this one. So I'm gonna add another final rectangle like this, but this time I'm gonna leave a gap right there. And this one, I'm gonna make it 20,000, 20,000 or 2,000. And in length, I'm gonna make it 35,000. Perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the the 3D view, and then I'm gonna select my first rectangle that I generated, and then I'm gonna create a form out of that one. And also this one, I'm gonna create form, and also this one, I'm gonna create form, and then this one, I'm also gonna create form. Okay, so after this, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the top face of the first rectangle I generated, go to the south elevation. So unfortunately, I cannot see my levels, so I think it's fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say finish edit mode. Go to level 0, and then I'm just gonna select my views and levels again, and then I'm just gonna extend the views extend on each side so that I can see the entire project on each elevations. So I'm gonna select my mask again, edit in place, go to the 3D view again, actually go to the south elevation again, and okay, let's select the face of the top face of my first rectangle, go to the south elevation, and then I'm just gonna place it right at the last level that we generated. So we're gonna use that as our reference. So after this, I'm gonna select this line for my second rectangle, drag it upwards, place it like that, and then I'm going to select also this line for the second rectangle, go to the south elevation. And I think I'm going to drag it towards the third level. I think it's fine there. And then I'm going to select my top face of my third rectangle and then nudge it downwards so that it can meet the bottom side of my second rectangle. And then this one, I'm gonna nudge it. I'm gonna select the line of my last rectangle, just nudge it a bit, place it like that, and then select this line and then go to the south elevation. And then I'm gonna drag this down to, let's say, I think level 2 is fine. Let's see what level 2. Yeah, I think, okay, let's do level 1 instead. So go to the south and then you're gonna drag it towards level 1. Okay, so this is essentially how it looks. So uh, people will have access to the roofs, so our roofs will be green roofs, and also access and mobility will be very much sufficient, and also all the blocks will have access to natural lighting. So I'm gonna say finish edit mode, select the form, and say mass floors, and then I'm just gonna select all the floors and say okay, and then it's going to automatically generate the floors. And then after that, you can create solid floors from this. You're going to say structure, and then actually you're going to go to massing and site, and then under model by face, you're going to select floors, and then you're going to select the entire thing. Then you can select the type of floors you like. So I'm going to say for this one, I'm going to say edit mode, duplicate. I'm going to say okay, edit, and then I'm just going to remove all these extra layers. I'm only going to be left with one layer. So I'm just going to leave this one as it is and say okay, apply, and then okay, and say create floors. And then it's going to create your floors like this. Okay, so after this, I'm just going to create some curtain walls. In this instance, I'm going to say curtain system, and then I'm going to select the outer face of my building mass. As you edit, after you edit, you're going to say create system, and then it's going to create your system like this. And obviously, you can adjust it like this one. You don't want it um, to be inclined like this. So what you can do is you can adjust it by going to your properties. You're going to select the whole thing and go to your properties. So I'm just going to say undo so that I can place them one by one. I'm going to go to curtain wall again. Let's see if we created our floors. Let's say redo so that we create our floors. Okay, so you're going to go to curtain. Let's select this one. And then you're going to select this one, go to edit type, duplicate. You're going to say okay. I'm going to set this to maximum spacing 1.5, and then maximum spacing 1.5. And then I'm just going to, for the grid mullions, I'm going to make it 30 millimeter squared for all of them. millimeter squared, squared. Millimeters squared. Okay, so after this, I'm just gonna say apply and then okay, and then after this, obviously, I'm gonna go to the angle. So if I set the angle maybe to 25, and then by 25, obviously it's gonna change its orientation and it's gonna place it however you want. So in this instance, let's go with 45 for grid 2. Let's see what happens. Or let's go with 90 degrees. It can't, so let's go with 15 degrees for 2, or minus 15. It's 5. Okay, for grade 1, let's go with minus 5. Let's see what happens. It's 15 minus 20. There you go. Let's go with minus 20 for grade 2. Let's see what happens. Minus 15. So I'm gonna change the spacing to, let's go to edit tab. I'm gonna change the spacing to 3000 by 3000 and say apply and then okay. Then it's gonna change it like this. So I want to change the orientation for grade 2. Let's make it minus 2 and see, or minus 2.5, minus 5, 10. Yeah, I think minus 10, or let's go with minus 12. Yeah, I think minus 12 is fine. So I'm gonna leave it like that and go to curtain system. So I'm gonna select the other ones. Create system. Let's go with this one. System. Let's go with that one. Create system. System, and then this one, create system, and then this face, create system. Okay, so I'm going to select also this one, create system. So you can adjust it however you want, based on how you want it. So after this instance, I'm just going to select the entire thing. Actually, before that, you're going to go to roof. So I'm going to place my roof. So my roof is going to have like a grass on top, just to support this thing of green buildings. So I'm going to add another layer on top. So it's going to be up. So I'm going to type in some grass, load in my grass and say, okay, okay. Okay, let's add 5 millimeter and say, okay, okay. So I'm going to place it like right there, and then right there. Say create roof. So I'm going to select the entire thing, go to filter, and I'm going to uncheck everything and check only mass flow and then also the mass and say okay. Then I'm going to remove them. So now we are left with a Revit element. So I'm just gonna, let's just hide these levels. Yeah. So I'm gonna hide these levels and then set this to realistic. So after I set this to realistic, this is actually how it looks. So this is basically a conceptual model. Um, it can be an office space or it can be a residential building, however you want it. So yeah, that's the basis of massing. That's the basis of conceptual modeling. Yeah, I try to keep it as short as I can. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the VDC space. So today we're going to be covering hedonistic sustainability in Revit. So I got this idea from Bjarke Ingels, who is one of my favorite architects in the entire world. So he came up with this thing of hedonistic sustainability, which is the basis of creating a sustainable environment, which is good for a sustainable environment, which is also pleasant to the eye. So it's the basis of creating a sustainable future, but also you have to factor in things like aesthetics. So if you take a look at these buildings that he designed or structures, you can see the patterns in one of his designs. So you can see from the eighth house in, I think it's in Copenhagen, Denmark. You can see how it was well designed. They pay attention to how the natural light hits the building, and also they make room for vegetation, and also like sustainable materials such as concrete. But also they pay attention to aesthetics. So I want to cover this thing today, cover the subject by using massing, and also basically today we're going to do a conceptual design by applying the principles of hedonistic sustainability. Now, this is the Copenhagen, which I covered in one of my membership tutorials. So I actually covered only the facade and showed the guys how you can do it using massing. So if you want to join my membership, make sure you join it and get access to exclusive and fun and much more advanced tutorials. So yeah, without further ado, let's start with our project. So this is the construction template in Revit, and I'm just going to extend these views and elevations. And the next thing is I'm going to go to the south elevation. So as you can see, I cannot see my level, so I'm going to have to extend my views and elevations so that I can see the entire project on each side. So I'm going to go back to the south elevation, zoom and extend, and I'm going to add more levels. So I'm going to reduce this one and make it 3.5, and then I'm going to copy another one by 3.5. Okay, let's go with levels, pick lines much more faster, and then 3.5, and then I'm going to add more levels. So I'm going to have 5 levels in total. So actually, yeah, 6 levels. So after this, um, I'm going to go to the I'm going to go to level 0, and then open up massing inside, and then check this show mass, and then go to in place mass. Say okay. And then after this, I'm going to select my rectangle, place it like that. So this rectangle, the width, I'm going to make it, the length, I'm going to make it 20,000 millimeters. The length, let's make it, I think it's fine at 70,000. And then I'm going to select my other rectangle, place another one. So I'm going to place another one like this. So this one is going to be 30,000 by 15,000. Okay, actually, let's reduce this one. Instead of 20,000, I'm going to make it 15,000. Perfect. So I'm going to select another, place another rectangle, place it like that, and then it's going to be 20,000. I mean 15,000, same as the other one. And I'm going to place another one like this, but we're going to leave a gap. So this one is going to be, let's make it 25. Let's with 25,000. Yes, I think it's fine. 5,000 gap there. And then it's going to be 15,000 like that. Perfect. So the next thing is I'm going to say, I'm going to open up the 3D view. I'm going to create a mask from all the rectangles I've generated. So I'm going to start with that one. Okay, let's start with this one. So I'm going to select the top face of this one, go to the south elevation, and then I'm going to nudge it, place it right on the last level. And then this one, I'm going to generate the form from it, and I'm going to select only this line, and I'm going to drag it upwards towards the top of my first rectangle. And then this one, this line, I'm going to go to the south elevation after selecting it, and then I'm going to drag it towards level 3. I think it's fine. And then I'm going to open up the 3D view, select this rectangle, create my form from there, and then I'm going to drag this one towards the bottom of this the second rectangle. And then the last one, I'm going to select it, create my form from there, and then this one, I'm going to select this line alone, and I'm going to drag it towards the top of my third rectangle face, my third rectangle space. And this one, I'm going to select this line, go to the south elevation, and I'm going to drag this line towards level 1. If I open up the 3D view, this is essentially how it looks. So I'm going to say finish edit mode, and I'm going to just select these levels, right click, maximize 3D extend, do the same thing for the other ones. Extend, extend, maximize 3D extend, maximize 3D extend. Okay, so the next thing is you're gonna select the entire thing, and you're gonna say mask flows, and then it's gonna generate your flows. So you're gonna select all your flows and say okay, and then it's gonna generate your flows based on what you have. Okay, so the next thing is um, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna place a green roof. So I'm gonna place a roof. So go to massing and site. Under model by face, you're gonna say roof, and you're gonna choose 125 generic, edit type, and then go to and say duplicate. Go to edit. You're gonna add another face. So in this instance, we're gonna make provisions for our grass or green vegetation. So in support of green engineering, and I'm gonna open up the materials palette, and then I'm gonna type in grass, and I'm gonna load in grass, apply, okay, and this one I'm gonna leave it like that and say okay, apply, and then okay. Then you're just gonna select all the faces of your rectangle at the top, and then you're gonna say create roof. Now it has created your roof. If you set this to realistic, this is essentially how it looks. Okay, so the next thing is I'm gonna place some walls. So I'm gonna go to wall, and obviously for walls you can select these faces, and it's gonna place your walls. So in this instance, I wanna go with concrete, and let's just search for concrete in our properties. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select a random wall, go to edit type, and say duplicate, and say okay, edit, and then I'm gonna go with, so this is this is concrete masonry. We're gonna go with concrete only, and say okay. And then the width, the thickness, I'm gonna make it, let's make it 220, and say okay, okay. And then I'm gonna set my finish to, I think to exterior it's fine. So I'm gonna select all these faces. Place it like that, then this is what we have. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to level 0, and then I'm gonna cut my section right there, and then just reduce the view extent. I'm gonna open up this section. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place some windows, and also I want to place some sweeps. So if I go to architecture and then drop down the walls and go with sweep, as you can see, we can place some sweep horizontally and vertically. But in this instance, I'm going to place them, I'm going to place them on both directions just to add some aesthetics. So I'm going to place one right there. Okay, it is placed. So let's just move these levels. And I'm just going to attach it towards this end. I'm going to select it, and I don't know if you can array it, so let's just go with array. We actually can. So I'm going to array to the other side, and I'm gonna place how many of them. So let's say 15 and see how it will look. Okay, so we cannot array them. So I'm just gonna say undo. I think it's fine. I'm gonna go with sweep again. Press escape. So I'm gonna offset this by, let's offset it by 5,000 millimeters. And I'm gonna copy the other ones by 5,000. 5,000, 5,000. Place this one like this. Okay, let's just copy this one properly. So you can place it like that. Let's align it towards the end and place it like that. Good. Okay, well, the next thing is we're gonna place the other sweeps horizontally. So I'm gonna place them like this using levels, so it's much easier that way. And I'm gonna place another one like this, press escape. And then if you go to the 3D view, this is actually how your sweep looks. Okay, so after this, you're gonna go to that very much the same section and just select your windows. So I'm gonna place my windows. Just select this one. I'm gonna copy this one down, copy this one like that, and then select the three of them, and I'm just gonna copy them to the other side. Perfect. So if I open up the 3D view, this is essentially how it looks. So the next thing is I'm going to place these sweeps on the other side. So I'm going to go to level 0 again, and I'm going to go with, let's see if we can mirror this towards side. So I'm going to select filter, check none, wall sweeps, windows, say OK, go to level 0, and then I'm just going to place my mirror axis right there. And let's see if it can be mirrored towards the other side. So I'm going to open up the 3D view. It certainly did. So I'm going to go to level 0, and I'm going to place a section right there. Let's place it like that. And let's just reduce its view extent. Open up the 3D view, and I'm going to select all these windows, filter, check none, and say windows. And we're going to copy this to the other levels. Perfect. Let's select the sweep. Let's copy the other ones. Place it like that. Okay, so if I open up the 3D view, this is how it looks. So the next thing is we're gonna go with, I'm gonna go to level 0, and I'm gonna place my section right there, reduce my view extend, open up this section, and I'm gonna place some windows and sweeps on the side. So let's just extend the levels. So I'm gonna go with wall and say sweep, and I'm gonna place my horizontal sweeps first. Let's just place it like that. Perfect. And I'm gonna place other ones on the side. That's select this one. I'm gonna copy to the other levels, and obviously I'm gonna place this one manually because it's shorter than the other ones. And this one, I'm gonna have to reduce it. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna try to let's attach these two sweeps just to make it more clean because these are different walls. They have different faces. That's why the sweeps are not interfacing well. So we're gonna go to architecture again, sweep, and then we're gonna select the vertical one, place it right there, press escape, and I'm gonna select this one, copy it towards this side, place it like there. Let's just nudge it towards the edge. Perfect. So I'm gonna select it. I'm gonna copy it by 5,000, then by another 5,000. So I'm gonna leave it like that. It's fine. And then this one also, I'm gonna copy to the other side by 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5. By the way, Revit, when you zoom in, it certainly, when you zoom out, it certainly rounds off. So it's much easier when you zoom out. You can see that it goes by 1,000 increments. So it's gonna be 5,000 like that. And okay, let's also copy this one, 5,000, 1,000. Okay, let's place this one manually. Place it like that, escape, select it, and copy it by 5,000 by 5,000. Perfect. So, okay, let's drag this one. I'm going to drag this one to the end, drag the sweep to the end. And yeah, this is what we have. So if you go to the 3D view, this is how it looks on the side. So we're going to go back to that section, select your window. You're gonna place a window right there. Let's place it on this side. And I'm gonna select it. I'm gonna copy it towards the other floors. Select it, copy to the other floors. Let's select all these windows and then copy them to the other segments. Okay, so delete instances. They don't detect the walls, so we're gonna have to remove them. And let's just copy these ones, copy these ones. Let's remove this one. Those rooms can be used for utilities or for the hotel staff or whatever. See like that. Then go to the 3D view, and this is how it looks. So what I'm gonna do is let me just select the whole thing, go to filter, and check none, wall. Let's check mass floor and then mass and say okay, just to make it more clean, and then delete the masses. So this is how it looks now without the masses. So what you're gonna do is I'm gonna go to level 0 again, and then see what happens now. Okay, there's no wall this side. Let's just say undo. We're going to place a wall this side. Go to masking inside wall, and then select this face, delete instance, and then okay, we have a wall there, and then this side we need a wall also. Place it like that. Perfect. So I'm gonna select this, go to filter, check none, mass flow and mass, and say okay, and then I'm gonna remove it, remove the masses. So after this I'm gonna go to level 0, and then okay, there's a one I forgot to do. Say undo again. Sorry about that. So you're gonna select your wall again, and then this face also for the mask, and it's gonna be placed. Now you can remove your mask. Move it, go to level 0, and we're going to place another section. Let's place another section right there. And up. So obviously, just to keep this tutorial short, you guys can actually apply the same logic you did on the interior of your entire complex. So I'm only going to do the exterior in this instance. So let's go with level 0, and I'm going to place a section right there, use my view extend, open up this view, and I'm going to place my sweeps. Go to wall, sweep, I'm going to place my sweep right there, escape, and then I'm just going to nudge it towards the end, place it like that. So obviously copy it. So it's by 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, and I'm going to place this one right there, and then I'm just going to select it and nudge it towards the end like this. Perfect. And obviously, I'm going to have to place a horizontal one. So I'm going to place this one like this, press escape, and then I'm going to drag it towards the end. Select it, copy. I'm going to copy it to the other levels, and then I'm going to nudge it towards this side. Place my windows. I'm going to place my window right there. Select this window, and then I'm just going to copy to the other floors. And I'm just going to copy it to the other segment. Say undo, select these two. Okay, let's remove this one, let's remove this one, let's remove this one. Okay, so if I go to the 3D view, this is how it looks on this side, and I'm going to place the other ones on this side. So go to level 0, and I'm just going to place a section right there. Use the view extend, open up this view, and I'm going to go with a wall and say sweep, and then vertical, place it right there, escape, and then I'm just going to drag this towards the end, and then copy this by 5,000, this by 5,000, and then this one, place it right there, and then select it, and then I'm just going to nudge it towards the end. Say OK. And obviously, I'm going to have to place the horizontal ones. Place it right there, escape, select it. I'm going to copy it to the other floors. This is what we have. So I'm just going to place some windows. Copy this to the top. Control, select all of these, and then copy these to the other segments. Okay, so when you open up the 3D view, this is how it looks. So obviously, I'm just gonna place a flow, just a basic generic flow right on the bottom. Place it like that, and say finish edit mode. 3D view. This is how it looks. So yeah, actually, let me just place the other ones on the interior. So I'm gonna place another section, the side. Let's just reduce its view extend. Let's open it. And I'm gonna place some sweeps. Let's go with the horizontal ones, press escape, and then I'm gonna copy them by floor. Okay, let's go with the vertical ones. So this one, I'm gonna place it right there. Copy it by 5,000. Okay, so we're gonna place some windows. Let's place some windows right there. I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to copy it to the other levels. And then I'm going to control select these windows, and then I'm going to copy them to the other segments. Okay, so if I go to the 3D view, this is how it looks. So yeah, I think this will be enough for my thumbnail. I just freestyled this this building, so not to take too much time. I think you guys can apply the same logic to the other faces of your building, like this one, and also that one. So yeah, that's the basis of it. I think this very much supports the notion or the idea of hedonistic sustainability. I mean, it can, with some few renderings, it can be aesthetically pleasing, but as far as the other concepts such as green roofs, I think it covers that. Sustainable material, it also covers that. And also access and mobility is very much efficient. And also the the they each block will have sufficient access to natural lighting will have access to each building. So yeah, that's very much it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I tried to keep it as basic as I could, and yeah, I'll see you in the next tutorial. Please make sure you join my membership. Very much exciting projects when it comes to that, and I have more on my arsenal to release. So make sure you join my membership, and yeah, I think it will be very much beneficial for you. And yeah, see you guys on the next tutorial. Peace.